What would Inumaki be capable of if he could perform RCT and he could heal himself? Let's talk about it. All right, first of all, shout out to Pipe who inspired this video today, and specifically he asked me, do I think a fully realized Inumaki has the best curse technique with RCT? Potentially, he could imbue positive cursed energy into his words, saying something like heal myself, or maybe he could theoretically copy a curse technique with a binding vow or increased efficiency. For example, saying something like reversal red. Maybe that would work. And this is an interesting idea, and I certainly think Inumaki with RCT is a big problem for a lot of people, but it doesn't just make him unbeatable because of how curse speech works. Because there's an inherent property to curse speech wherein if you try to command somebody with it that's stronger than you, someone that has more cursed energy than you, then you will take rebound damage based upon how much weaker you are than them. Which is why we see Inumaki get torn up anytime he tries to do this, like when he tried to command Hanami or Sukuna, for example. So even if Inumaki had RCT, yes, he could theoretically heal his damaged throat, but he still can't just go up to somebody that's leagues stronger than him because the reflected rebound damage could just straight up kill him. All that to say is that Inumaki with RCT isn't just the god of the world. He still is going to be threatened by stronger opponents, but it certainly helps him, right? Because he can just continuously push out commands to average or weaker opponents and just continuously heal his vocal cords and throat. And he can even command stronger opponents as long as they're not too crazy strong and heal the damage from that. So he certainly becomes a crazy threat with this, but he's just not completely broken. And then as far as, saying positive cursed energy, heal myself, that like could work, I guess, but considering he can perform RCT anyway, he can just heal himself with the positive energy instead of like combining it into his curse technique in that way. What would be interesting though, I guess, is if he could say like heal yourself and like with positive cursed energy, and maybe that would like heal other people, which is kind of the same thing as outputting RCT, but since we know that is extremely rare, maybe this would be a way for him to kind of like cheat in order to heal others. But as far as him being able to say like reversal red and emulate Gojo, I don't think that would work. Just because at that point we're getting into like reality manipulation with curse speech, and I don't think anything in the series has pointed to it being that strong. However, an interesting thing to consider would be if he could command Gojo to do it. Like if he could tell someone else to use their ability and force them to, almost like, pseudo puppeteering or manipulation. That would be really cool, and maybe like a more advanced or studied Inumaki could pull something like that off. But I don't think he'd be able to do it himself.